we ain't doing no business because the teams from the World Cup club are doing the business. Chelsea are in that now, and they're still making signings. Now, 2 seasons ago, and even last season, Chelsea were still not on the radar as far as I was concerned. But they are now, guys. Their needle's gone up because they're doing things that I'm looking at Chelsea and thinking, do you know what? They still need this and they still need that, Chelsea, before they'll be up there challenging us next season. And it could be sure. From a fact. Say again?
I'm not sure, Lee.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying what I'm saying is if you don't do nothing, you take your eye off of it, all of a sudden, one of those teams creeps up from the bottom. Now, I know what you're saying, Jordan, and I agree with you, right? But let's be honest about it and be really basically honest about it. Who was last season out of at the beginning of the season?
3
Arsenal, Man City.
Yeah.
And Liverpool come from nowhere, and credit to them, and won it. So when people turn around and go, you ain't got to worry about this one. Yes, you have. If you take your eye off the ball. And I think Arsenal looked at Man City last season and thought, you know what, we can do this and do that. We can build a team with squad players and whatever. Our 11's good enough to take on City. Liverpool come up from behind us and still. I look at teams like Newcastle and particularly Chelsea, and I look at them and I go, do you know what? If we don't get the players in the right areas, we ain't there.
Just go back to your point about Chelsea. I mean, I think it's a slight inaccurate comparison to compare what Chelsea might do this year with what Liverpool did last year. First of all, I think it was a 3-horse race from the start last season. Liverpool are coming off 2 title challenges and a title win last season, whereas Chelsea have done nothing in the last 3 or 4 seasons. And also, the reason why I'm not quite scared of Chelsea yet, they've done some decent business. The keeper's still crap. The centre-backs are still average. And they've still got, for me, way too much reliance on Cole Palmer from a creative point of view. So I don't think they've closed the gap on us to the point where I think they'll be title contenders. I think they'll be top 4 contenders. But I take your overall point that Chelsea are creeping and creeping and creeping. They're not worrying me just yet because that keeper's still awful. And if you're gonna compete for the title, Robert Sanchez ain't the guy. I know they're linked to a few keepers, but
linked with Martinez right now.
Sorry,
they're linked with Martinez at the moment.
They are, and if he comes in, I'll change my view. But as it stands right now, Chelsea aren't scaring me just yet. But I think the point about where I agree with you is your point about the guys that are coming in. They're good signings,